Hey guys, it's Ryan coming at you from San Diego right now. A few things was yesterday we went to, me and my good friend Robbie went to the horse races yesterday, which was pretty amazing. And I've done it once in Tokyo before, and that was 250,000 people in Tokyo, and the ground was rumbling. We couldn't even believe how many people were there. At first we thought it was the horses, it was actually the people. So this time we went to the racetracks in Del Mar, which is one of the most beautiful racetracks in the area. By the way, if I'm looking a little burnt, I just got back from the beach, so my hair's a little wet and everything. So today kind of wanted to talk about a few things, which is some tips on if you're a beginner, and I'm a beginner too, but me and him went to this seminar right before the horse races. So we went to the seminar right before. It was kind of for beginners. It was like 20 people showed up, out of the thousands that go every single day. And it's kind of a way to kind of like bring you up to speed on what to look for. And the guy who was leading it was completely free. He had been doing horse race training for years and years and years. He's written books on horse racing. So we got to learn some pretty cool stuff from like a senior guy. And I actually recorded half of his seminar. I didn't get the first part, but because it didn't even dawn on me to record this. But I got about a good 25 minutes, so I'll make sure to put that on the podcasting side as well, in addition to this. But some of the major points, here's some major tips that we learned. Was number one, you want to go to the paddock. So the paddock is the area where they show off the horses right before their race. It's usually maybe 15 minutes beforehand. They kind of show them around. And the most experienced bettors and guys who are like, the breeders, the owners, the trainers all go there. And it's a really good indicator, it's the whole thing. Like, I'm not saying go bet stuff, but it's a kind of like a way, if you're gonna go have fun with it. I only bet in small increments, but when you go there, look at the horses. Some of them, it's kind of like, are they healthy? The ones that are kind of twitchy, the ones that are like nervous, are usually not a good bet. You want to make sure that they're calm, composed, and a big indicator is, is their ears, are they twitching around, as well as their tails. Are the tails switching around? That's a major indicator. So if one's kind of like jittery or switching their tail back and forth, they're nervous, And a lot of people think that means like they have anxiety, they have energy. It means, they're nervous, and it might not be the best bet. That's not 100%, but it's like a good rule of thumb. Look for the ones that are calm and composed. So that's a big deal. So when you look for them, look at the ones that have like, are they healthy? How's the coat of the horse? These are living, breathing animals, so you got to make sure to look for those. The second major thing is a lot of people go on the best bet. What are the horses? What's their record? But actually, more important than just the horses is also the jockey that's riding them. What is his success track? Usually, they only give the jockeys the best horses to ride. These are professional athletes, with all things considered. So check out the jockeys, and usually in the pamphlets they provide at the beginning of every race, it shows you their success rate, how successful they've been, the amount of times they've gone, the horses they've ridden. So it has individual things. So it has stats on the horses that everybody looks at, but you also want to check out the stats on the jockeys themselves. That's a major indicator as well. Another big thing, number three was look at. They always have this, what are the pros gambling? And it shows like, the pros choice, or the guys who are the veterans there who study horse racing. It always shows their choice, like the top picks, right? Take those into consideration. So for example, at the end of this kind of like mini meeting yesterday, the guy put his top choices for every single race. And, we decided to go with 80% of one of them. We kind of looked at what they were, and I always go with my gut instinct, but I still took those into consideration. And I won a little money yesterday, not a lot, but I also didn't lose any money either. And we probably, every time we bet maybe $6 a hand, so nothing huge. So we gained a little money, we didn't lose anything, and that was a big consideration of what he picked. So always look at it, and you can see it, always do your research in the morning. You can go online, you can go on the newspaper, or usually the brochures that they have beforehand. It shows you the top picks, what the veterans are picking. So take those in consideration, because they've been doing it a lot longer if you're a beginner, and they kind of know what they're doing. Another one was, you want to always go with your gut. And I know that's kind of a simple tip, but it's a very, very true tip, where usually your intuition is going to lean toward yes or no. And you kind of always want to shy away from the guys that are like, you know, what are the odds? So I did definitely lost a little money yesterday on betting on the odds of like 1 to 30. I wanted that Cinderella story of like, you know, oh my God, I just quadrupled my money, you know, stuff like that. But you kind of want to balance between what, not really the top pick, but also the medium pick, okay? That's a big indicator as well. I'm trying to think. He said something else. I'm going to include a podcast of exactly what the guy said. It was a lot of great information out there where you want to be taking everything into consideration. And he also said, as a rule of thumb, when in doubt, you want to go to the one with the coolest name. I thought that was very interesting, and it kind of, every time we watched, it always ended up that way. The ones with the coolest names seem to kind of win. And that's usually because they have the crowd support. The jockey has the support, the horse has the support, they're throwing a lot of intention, and there's a big B right out behind me. Is it gone? Okay. But yeah, definitely look at those indicators. So, coolest name, look at the paddock beforehand, look at the animals, look at the jockey statistics, that's a big indicator. Look at the betting records, and also look at what the pros are betting at the same time. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'll catch you guys on the next one, all right? Cheers.